Let's see about the precursor lesions of oral cavity. First is leukoplakia. Leukoplakia is nothing but a white patch or a plaque which is more than or equal to 5 mm in diameter that cannot be scraped off by rubbing and cannot be classified as any other diagnosable disease. So this is called as leukoplakia. Site of leukoplakia, it can occur anywhere in the oral cavity, most commonly in the buccal mucosa, floor of the mouth, ventral surface of the tongue, palate and gingiva. Next is the number. Leukoplakia can occur either singly or it can occur in multiple numbers. Next is the appearance. It appears as white patches or plaques with sharp defined borders and its surface is smooth or wrinkled. So this is the introduction about leukoplakia. Leukoplakia is a white patch or plaque which is more than or equal to 5 mm in diameter that cannot be scraped off by rubbing and cannot be classified as any other diagnosable disease. Site is anywhere in the oral cavity, most commonly buccal mucosa. Number single or multiple, and it appears as white patches or plaques with sharp and well defined borders. Next is the features. The features, it is most commonly seen in adults of age 40 to 70 years and it is also male predominant. Coming to the etiology, it has multifactorial origin and is associated with tobacco usage, tobacco chewing or tobacco smoking. Coming to the microscopy of leukoplakia, the surface stratified squamous epithelium shows hyperkeratosis and acanthosis. Hyperkeratosis is increased keratin layer and acanthosis. Acanthosis is the hyperplasia of the stratum spinosum, also called as lichenification. So the stratified squamous epithelium shows hyperkeratosis and acanthosis to lesions with variable degree of dysplastic changes. Then the subepithelial lesions. Subepithelial region shows inflammatory infiltrate of lymphocytes and macrophages. So this is the microscopy of leukoplakia. The next lesion is erythroplakia. Erythroplakia is less common and it shows red velvety areas within the oral cavity. This erythroplakia occurs either in level or slightly depressed to that of the normal mucosa. The lesions of erythroplakia are either at the level or slightly depressed than that of the normal mucosa. Microscopically, the epithelium is atypical and there is an increased risk of malignant transformation than leukoplakia. So compared to leukoplakia, erythroplakia has increased risk of malignant transformation. Then the features, more common in the age group of 40 to 70 years and it is also male predominant. Coming to the etiology, it has multifactorial origin and it is associated with the use of tobacco, same as that of leukoplakia. Next is the microscopy. Microscopy, the epithelium shows erosions with dysplasia, carcinoma in situ or frank carcinoma. Then the subepithelial region shows intense inflammatory reaction with vascular dilation. This vascular dilation is responsible for the reddish clinical appearance. That is why this is called as erythroplakia. So the epithelium shows erosions with dysplasia, carcinoma in situ or frank carcinoma, and the subepithelial region shows intense inflammatory reaction with vascular dilation. This vascular dilation is responsible for the reddish clinical appearance. The next lesion is hairy leukoplakia. The hairy leukoplakia is a distinctive oral lesion and is seen in the immunocompromised patients. So, hairy leukoplakia is seen in immunocompromised patients. 80% of the patients are infected with HIV and other 20% are immunocompromised for other reasons like cancer therapy and transplant immunosuppression. So, hairy leukoplakia is a distinctive oral lesion seen in immunocompromised patients. 80% of them are infected with HIV and the remaining 20% are immunocompromised for other reasons. Next, etiology of hairy leukoplakia. Mostly this is due to the Epstein-Barr virus infection. The main etiology is the Epstein-Barr virus infection. Next is the site. Most commonly it occurs on the lateral edges or the borders of the tongue. So etiology is most commonly due to EBV infection, Epstein-Barr virus infection, and site mostly involves the lateral edges or the borders of the tongue. Next is the morphology. So coming to the morphology, grossly there are white confluent patches of fluffy, that is hairy thickenings which cannot be scraped off. White confluent patches of fluffy hairy thickenings which cannot be scraped off. This is the gross morphology of hairy leukoplakia. Next is the microscopy. In microscopy, there is hyperparakeratosis and acanthosis with balloon cells seen in the upper spinous layer of the epithelium. There is hyperparakeratosis and acanthosis with the presence of balloon cells seen in the upper spinous layer of the epithelium. So in the gross there is fluffy hairy white thickenings, and in microscopy characteristically presence of balloon cells in the upper spinous layer of the epithelium. So the three precancerous lesions of oral cavity are leukoplakia, next is erythroplakia, and the third one is hairy leukoplakia, out of which the erythroplakia has increased risk of malignant transformation and the hairy leukoplakia is seen in immunocompromised patients. This is all about the precursor lesions of oral cavity. Thank you.